So here is an example of a great math notebook, mine. So notice a couple things. Upper right-hand corner, I have the date. Notice I also wrote down warm-up number 1. I printed out the warm-up, so I have it for my reference easily if I need to look at it for a quiz. And I see that there are 3 questions. And then I went about answering the questions. So there's my work for number 1. And number 1 also wants me to do a graph. And then there's my work for number 2, an exponent rule question. And then there's my work for number 3, which is a system of equations where I have vans and buses. So that's my warm-up. That's how we're going to start each day. And then I always print out the solution to the warm-up. And I put it in my notebook as well, so that I have the solutions, the correct answers at my reference when I take a quiz or when I'm studying for a quiz. So after a warm-up, then we'll do a lesson. And you want to make sure that you work with me as we do the lesson. So the lesson we're going to start the spring semester on is a review of linear equations and relationships. And we're going to remember how to solve equations. And we're going to remember how to solve equations if they involve absolute value. We're also going to write a slope-intercept form equation if we're given slope and the y-intercept. If we're given a point and the slope. We're going to also see if we can do y-intercept form if we're just given 2 points. So this is all the lesson. This is all the math work, and I have it organized. I've written down all my work. The lesson came from the practice problems. So I just print out the practice worksheet. And remember, you want to do many practice problems on your own until you feel comfortable. And then always the solutions will be given so you could check your work. And then the last thing that takes a long time for me is the task. And the task is what your grade is for the day. So notice that I've written down the word task, and I've also included the title. So I know what this task was about. It's about linear equations and relationships. And notice that I'm showing all of my work for number 1. And I'm showing all of my work for number 2. And I actually put a box around the items that I fill in on the task. Those are my fill-ins. And the reason why I write all this down is, number 1, you should be doing your math. And number 2, when you submit your task, let's say that you get number 5 wrong, but you did everything else right. Well, you have to go back and retake the task. But if you did number 1 correct and you've written down your work, you don't need to do it all over again. You just have the answers available, plug them in, and then just really focus on maybe what did you do wrong for number 5. So the task, remember, can be taken multiple times in order to gain mastery. And remember that the quiz is based off the warm-up. So just for this first day, I have 10 pieces of paper, lots of math. So hopefully this will help you to keep an organized notebook. I will be asking about every 5 weeks for a random upload of a particular day. So try to keep organized. I'm using a 3-ring binder. If you want, you can use a math spiral. But it should go in the order of warm-up, and give the warm-up number. Then your warm-up solutions. Then the lesson we do in class, like the practice work. and then your task.